Hi everyone, Great Power 60 here. It's a beautiful day today. It's Friday, almost time for the weekend. Um, I'm in the process of doing another project. Actually, it's all the same project. I'm just working on stuff. Alrighty. So, I had bought these bags and I just wanted to try them to see what I could do with them. You know, I find they're a little big, so these would be great for gifts, but not for Halloween trees. So I just did some stamping and I put a sticker on it, and then I just frayed the top so we could, we put stuff in, but it's quite large. And then I could just staple it down like this. I don't know. So I tried that, and I wasn't impressed with the size of it. I mean, I knew they were big, but I think this would be great for Christmas. I can decorate that, or for a birthday gift for someone. But I like my smaller ones, so I don't know. I always liked smaller ones. So I picked this up a while ago. Susan had it, and I saw it at Walmart, and I picked it up, even though I have my cutter, which I love. I mean, I just love this thing. And I never really used it much, and it's got all of these different settings on it that I didn't even realize what they were for. There's one here for perforations. I didn't know. And then there's another one for scoring. Duh. So, the only thing that I'm not fussy on, and maybe it's just because I don't know how to use it, is I can't open this part up. Maybe there's a way, and I don't know. You just slide everything underneath. Whereas with my other cutter, I can lift this up and do whatever I need to do. Then maybe it's not necessary to lift that up, and then of course if I want the larger pages, it goes out here. But I mean, it's got all kinds of different, you can have straight line, wiggly lines, all different types of borders that you can put on. I had used it once and put it aside because I found it was big and bulky, and I wasn't really into it, and I couldn't get this piece off. So Susan, if you know how to do that, but I don't think it comes off. I thought maybe it would at least flip up or something, but it doesn't. So, but what I loved was the scoring tool. I mean, besides the, beautiful edges that I can get with paper, the scoring tool is awesome. So I was pleased about that. I'm rediscovering my tools. So I had a bunch of these jars. So, yesterday I bought these elastics. That wasn't all of them. I put them in there, and then I put my little mini clothespins in this one. And I just sit it here for now. I'm so glad I got this shelf, but you know what? It's turning into a junk collector. So it's something that I've constantly got to, clean up and do whatever. Turn. So I've been working on this pocket letter. I have a couple here. I'm still waiting for Casey to send me her address. I was having trouble with this one. I just put a little paper clip on there for. I was having trouble with this one because my theme was that it was going to be like a vintage kind of, but I don't really know how to do vintage other than, lace and distressing. I mean, what goodies could I put on it? So the first one I tackled was this one here. See that? So I had printed off these squares. So what I did, and I was watching a video where they showed a really cool idea. Never thought of it. You just take, let's see if I use this one here. Okay, so this is basically the way they started, right? So maybe I'll show it to you since we have nothing better to do today. So let's go down and have a look. Because I didn't know these things, and I always like to, let's get rid of some stuff here. I always like to have tips from people. So, you know, how was I going to make this look stressed? How was I going to do that? So, the tip was, you get, especially if it's printed off from laser printer, you just wet the edges. So what I did is, at first I was only wetting one edge. Now I wet them all, like, right away. I did back first, and so it's really wet. I mean, it's, you know, probably too wet. Who knows? But it, you know, because it's that thin paper, I can start pulling the pieces off, and it makes it look like it's stressed. Makes it look old. Makes it look. So this is basically what I'm doing. Is I'm just picking off, you know, and the corners on anything new, they're either curled or they're ripped. You know, anything that's put away in the attic or things like that. And all I'm doing is taking my thumbnail and just pulling the paper. And basically I'm just going all the way around. Now some of these that have like writing on the bottom and at the top, I didn't want to kind of ruin that. So this is basically how it turns out. So we've got all of these, you know, and that's kind of how it works. But the image still looks new, right? Well, I don't have distressing stuff. I don't have, aside from my black ink, I really don't have any um, distressing ink or whatever else people use. So what I did is I took my brush and I went into my black, and then I took as much of it off as I possibly could so it almost became gray. And all I did was kind of wash it, like, you know, just kind of, I didn't really do anything. I was more on the lighter pieces. And that's basically all I did. And then I decided, because I was doing it all kind of lines, and that's going to be too black. I also wanted to do the edges. And this is all just watercolor. That's all it is. You know, that's all I'm doing with that is using watercolored paint and just kind of going over it. Now, once it dries, then I'll use some distressing ink. Because you know that, and I don't have brown. If I had brown, I could put some yellow and red together, right? Doesn't that make brown? Yellow and red? I don't know. Probably makes orange. What do I know? I haven't done this in years. Yeah, yellow and red makes orange. Maybe it's yellow and orange that makes brown. Anyway, this is a whole, you know, new thing for me. I don't know what I'm doing, but I wanted to kind of get a distressed color. Kind of just, you know, even if it was just to blotch places. So now that this is done, or pretty much done, I'm going to let it dry, and then I'll put it back onto the pocket. Here's the pocket. And I'll probably put it on some sort of angle, which is what I did with this, just a slight angle. I added some scraps of paper here on an angle, and the striped one, and then I put a little lace, and because the lace ends were, it was a little long, I just attached it here and kind of left it fray. And then I put a button. You can't really see the bow very well. However, I put a little button there with some with some thread that I had, yarn thread, and then I just put on a little piece of it's kind of a raffia stuff that I have. So that's one that I did. And then the last one I did before I went to bed last night was this one here. Trouble is I put it on the cardstock a little too soon, so it was still a little damp. But I've left ripples in it. You can feel the bubbles. Because it was wet enough, I could maneuver it, and I put a little green lace here, a little more of that raffia there. I haven't done anything else to it. I thought maybe I might add a spider or something to give it my 3D, or some button, some kind of button. But this is Halloween and it's jack-o'-lantern, so maybe I'll add a pumpkin on that one. And this one up here is an experiment. I put some sparkly, I don't know if you can see, maybe in the sunlight. Sorry. Anyway, I just added a blob of glue and just put some sparkles on it. This one I distressed as well, and as you can see, I hope you can see, I've got it bubbled, it's old, I've left the paper curl up, I've added some, I had some yellow ribbon, lace ribbon to put down, and it was too yellow, so I just added a little of my watercolor black on there, and it just made it, a little old looking. This is ripped a bit, so I've left it because I want it to look old. So I haven't added any other embellishments to it. These are just sort of things that I'm trying out to see how they're going to finish. So those are a couple. This one here, I'm kind of stubborn. When I have trouble doing something, I'll keep doing something. I'll keep trying everything until I get it the way I want. So here's another one. I've done the same thing with the edges, ripped it up. This one's a little more flat, but I did leave some at the bottom. I put a spider on there. I put some lace. I wrapped it around because I didn't want to cut this one. And then I added some of this. This is that wool, that long wool. I've kind of added that on there. And then this was a little piece of paper that had been torn for a mummy face. And I glued it on there. It was white, and I just added some dark gray to accent that. So I'm going to leave this one. I don't think I'm going to add anything else to it, but you never know. I'm a work in progress. I never know what I'm going to do until I do it. And then the little one on the bottom, I think this was this was the last one that I did. You can tell I was getting tired. So again, I used the kind of stressing around the outside here. I've added some green, another green ribbon on there, and I let the edges fray. And then the little pieces that I had to cut off, I just added them here and here. So this still needs a little something. I'm not sure what yet, but that is. And then I also put a strip in the back here of the picture, which has got bats on it from one of my Halloween cardstock that I've had. So I'm getting there, slow but sure. I am getting there. It's taking me a lot longer to do this one than to have fun doing the other ones, and I think it's because I'm not used to shabby chic or vintage things, even though I like them. I'm not used to doing them. It's not something that I feel comfortable doing because I'm not good enough at it yet. I guess it comes with practice. My first couple of pocket letters were horrible, but the girls liked them anyway. But then we're all learning, right? And this is the last one that I've done. That one I'm waiting for that to dry, and it does bubble up, but that's okay because it's railroad. So this one here, I've also stressed it's not bubbled too much, a little bit. I had some transfer here, these things. And what you do is you put it on your picture and then, you know, you scratch it onto here, so it's like a transfer. And I'll stick that there. So I put the bones along here. I mean, it's hard to see. There we go. I put the bones on there. And then I added some, this is kind of like a burlap looking ribbon on there. And then I added a spider. And then I put a little teeny piece here of striped cardstock that I had, pieces that I had. So this is a work in progress. I just wanted to share with you my work in progress. I had a great idea to begin with, and then I got stuck not knowing how to decorate them. And that's my big problem, is not knowing how to decorate them. So I still have 3 more to do. And I was up till like 5 o'clock this morning doing these, because I get stubborn. So this one's almost dry. So we're not sure. I might even bring it all the way up and cut some of it off. You know, I may add like an envelope or something, a little miniature envelope, and distress it. You know, those are thoughts that I have when I'm doing this. Back to me. Googly eyes. Alrighty, so I just wanted to share an update here on my struggle with getting these pocket letters. This particular one, vintageized, there's no such word, vintage. I don't know, using a vintage kind of look to it. And I'm sure many of you are sitting there going, oh, you could do this, oh, you could do that. Well, please leave a comment, let me know what else I could. I'm struggling with this one because I've never done shabby chic, I've never done vintage kind of looking things. And girls, I watch their videos, they do it all the time, and oh my god, it's like zip, 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 and it's done. Me, it's like 5 hours later, I'm still thinking. I'm still wondering what I need to put on here. So now that I'm a little bit stuck again, and like I said, I've got these 3 left to do, and then I'm going to go and view a few more videos and see if I can get some ideas on how I can continue with this crazy idea. It was a great thought. It just crashed and burned halfway through. And of course, that's the back of it, which is really cool too. That's the front, and that's the back. And I still have another paper like that, so that'll be a real cool one with the purples. And I think I'm going to do a fun one next with fun stickers and layering and all of that kind of thing. I mean, I've done these other ones here. I just have to finish the back. This is a memory keeper, and this is another autumn one. I have 2 autumn ones and 1 Halloween one ready to go. And I think I'm going to put, oh, see how easily things fall out? I am so mad at that. Let's stick that in here. Definitely going to have to put washi tape on these things so that they don't fall out. Whoops. I didn't put this one in here. It helps. It helps to do what you're going to do. There we go. Let's stick it back up there. So that's it for that pocket letter. I think I'm going to do a fun pocket letter next and just have fun with it. And then we'll show you what I come up with. It's got to be fun. I want a fun one. But I want to learn to use all these different multimedia, they call it multimedia stuff. Anyway, and I want to learn to emboss. I've got this embossing crystal stuff. I've got my heat gun. I haven't even used it yet. I'm kind of a little nervous about it, but I'm going to give it a try with some of my trick or treat. I've got a pumpkin. I might try it on my pumpkin stamp. That would be really fun. You guys could watch me do that, and it would be hilarious. Please like, comment, comments, please. Anything that will help me with these vintage decorating. And I don't want it to be fluff. I wanted it to be dark because it's Halloween. I think I would have been okay if it hadn't been a themed one. If it had been any random vintage, I think I could have really enjoyed doing it. But because I focused on Halloween, I really don't have that I can think of dark things or, you know, to add to it to make it like. I mean, I know I could put bats on it, 3D bats. I got my little plastic spiders there, the little rubber spiders or whatever they are, but I think I'm going to leave it alone for a couple of days and get back to it. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for subscribing. Oh my God, guys, I'm at over 200 subscribers. That is awesome. Thanks for joining me, those who are new, those who return time and time again, and always leave me wonderful comments. Thank you so much. You know I appreciate it. Today is Friday, and it's time to just have some fun. I'm not going to wallow in anything. I'm going to just have fun, let it go, and have fun with a new one. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.